view was originally when it was Biden.
That's really want to turn my dad into a progressive liberal that like 6 years after his death, he's now just the most liberal progressive that ever existed when he's one of the most conservative senators in American modern history. He was so far from it. And her stance on Israel alone would.
Alex is a Republican, as everybody knows, but I want to ask you a question. Right now, what would you say is the core negative frame of the Harris campaign on Donald Trump? What is their intended negative frame?
I'm confused by it. I see too many attacks and
Yeah.
not focus on their campaign. Is it he's the death of democracy? I mean, I'd say, in fact, it's abortion. That's the only thing that's been consistent throughout.
What if this is their negative frame? We're not going back to everything bad about Donald Trump. Abortion, chaos, January 6th, divisiveness. That to me is their negative frame. Assuming I'm charitably cleaning up the chaos in their messaging. Is that a good negative frame?
If she had a positive campaign that worked, I think that's a very good campaign for them. Yeah. I think that's their best shot. They have been, to me, too scattered and not enough focused on the we're not going back, and here's why. It's that they haven't defined her.
Yeah. So we've talked a lot about defining her, and I want you to address that. But I want to first talk about the Trump negative frame on her. And you early on said it eventually drifts back to liberal, right? Do I have that right?
I think mostly, but liberal is step one. Step two is liberal and lying about it. Therefore, she's inauthentic. We don't know who she is.
Right. Right. So chameleon, fake, cipher. Right. So their thing continues to be, I believe, weak, failed, dangerously liberal. Right. Is that I continue to believe that's only 4 words, but it may be 2 words too many. Which is Trump's best frame now? Not which one's he doing, but which is his best in your view? Or is it chameleon?
I think I think they've done enough of the liberal that, to me, it's she's sold her soul. She's nothing at all. Because it's what I believe since the start of this thing, and I'm sticking to it, is that voters grow more risk averse as you get closer to the election, and whom you date and love and have fun with is not necessarily who you marry. A lot of voters, I agree with Lewis that the frame about the future is what America's all about. Lift my eyes over the horizon, take me to a better place. And she is doing that better than Trump. But when over half of the population thinks the country's on the wrong track, when people are bleeding to death on the sidewalk, it's hard to sell them the future. Stop it now. Don't hurt me anymore. And that's, to me, sets up the Trump attack on her, which is she's no one at all. She's whomever she needs to be at this moment. She's never explained this evolution. And who is she? She's the crazy left around her. She can't be trusted with the most important job, with your future.